Okay.
This week on Kentucky Afield. The Ohio River is known for world-class catfishing, and we're at a new dam trying out a new technique.
Got him. That's our 30-pounder.
Next, for the eastern part of the state, rabbit season is in, and that's exactly where we're at and what we're doing.
Nice job. Nice job.
Then, it is Halloween, so we're in a cave checking on some bats.
If you want to look at the mass of it, it weighs a little bit more than a nickel.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit.
Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. There are literally hundreds of different ways to catch a catfish, but for now, my favorite new method is called bumping. Okay. Well, it's a crisp fall morning out here on the river, and I'm here with Captain Ben Gable with River City Catfishing. Okay. This is a new dam on the Ohio River.
Ohio River, yes it is.
So this is an area I've never fished before, but you've been catching some really nice catfish down here, haven't you?
Yes, we have. The last 2-3 weeks, fishing's been really good down here. We've been catching a lot of numbers and a lot of good quality fish. A lot of fish in the mid 20-pound range, or low 30s. We're in between fronts right now, and the water flow's good today. And we got a big cold front coming in tomorrow afternoon, so fishing ought to be pretty good today, I would think. We're spot locked here. Got pretty good current. I think we get some bait cut up and get after it here.
Skipjack herring, Asian carp.
Yeah, all that was caught out of the Ohio River. When you're catfishing, you want to use what bait they eat. The way I hook these skipjack heads, just come up there like that and run it out the nose. And these cut baits like this, because if you throw them out there, and the guts is the best part there, is just for scent. And I'll just wrap it around that hook there, come up through the top here, like that. Got a 2-ounce sinker, and then we got, maybe that's probably about 25, 30 inch, maybe a liter at the most.
Okay.
Usually I want my hook dropper pretty close to the bottom of that. We got a little swivel up here. They call these rolling T-swivels.
Okay.
The boat's anchored right now, and you just slowly drop this down. Key to this bumping deal is having multiple size sinkers, because if you don't have multiple size sinkers, you can't get it right. You don't want this bait zipping back here too fast, and you don't want it just sitting there either. So I'm not quite on bottom yet. There, I hit bottom there. And then the trick to this is once you're filming, it's just film. That sinker's just barely feeling like a flick down there. It's just real soft. And then as I'm doing that, I got my thumb bar engaged, and I'm just feeling that bottom. And as that current's pushing that bait back, I'm just letting it go back. I'm just slipping a little bit of line out of my thumb there, and we'll just keep walking it back. I tell people when they first learn this, you can't get this bait far enough back from the boat.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, you have to be able to feel that sinker hit bottom. If you're not feeling that sinker hit bottom, then you're not in that strike zone. You got to be in that strike zone, and it just takes time and practice on being able to do it. Right there's one right there. Let's see. There he is.
You already got a fish hooked up, just giving us a demonstration.
Right
Let me
there.
get the net here.
Good starter
There you
fish,
go.
probably about a 8-9 pounder there.
Look how fat that fish is.
You think they're feeding up for the fall? It's a beautiful day, sun coming up right now. We're just
Getting started.
Just getting started. Let's see what he weighs here. Just for, he's a little heavier than I thought, but right at 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
10-pound fish.
There you go.
Beautiful fish.
Nice fish.
We'll let him go. There he is.
You got him now.
You're fine.
You sure?
Yeah, you're fine.
I got a bite right now too. Doubled up.
Got a double.
Oh, he just come up. No, he's swimming right toward us.
Got a double. Haven't been here 20 minutes.
Swimming right toward me.
Switch sides with you.
Now who gets the net?
Whoever's fish is bigger.
Man, they're such strong fish.
Oh. I ain't used to reeling fish in either, so.
Man, you were way back there.
Oh, this is a nice fish here. Oh yeah, probably 16, 17 pounder here.
I think I got about the same size fish.
Same size. Here, let me help you out.
Ben, if you want this net, I got it. You got it?
We'll just lip them like they do the bass fishing here.
Look at the belly on that thing.
You think these fish are feeding up?
Good Lord, look at that. I mean, look at that belly.
Almost 25.
We have had a bite on every single bump backwards. So that, that tells you it's on.
That is some Ohio River catfish at its finest right there.
That is amazing. And I tell you what, it's so strong. I mean, we just caught 40 pound of catfish,
Yeah, just in
45 pound of catfish.
That'd be a good start for a tournament.
Yeah, it sure would.
Release these jokers and let them grow, especially the ones Chad's got. Keep going.
Look at that. Big old fat joker. Healthy fish.
Probably 12 pounds. Yeah, right at it.
If this is something you really wanted to give it a try, before you buy, just all the gear, hire a guide, come out here and learn it.
Yeah.
Because you might end up buying a bunch of stuff that you realize that's not exactly what you needed in the first place. We're catching 25 pounders, wondering where the big ones are at.
Yeah. That's spoiled is what that is. You know something, Chad's getting into this. When we first started, he was willing to net my fish. Now he hadn't even brought it up yet. Oh yeah.
You see it?
Another 20.
Oh yeah, you got a nice fish here.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice fish.
He's
Man.
He's mid-20s. Look how long that fish is.
That is a long fish right there. We're gonna break 30 pounds if we keep messing around here.
He's 22.
22. That's a good fish, man. What a beautiful fish. We can go tell all his friends it was well worth it. Go ahead and eat you some of that.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move in some faster current here, and then we're actually gonna drift back as we're walking these baits behind us.
We're going hunting for the big fish.
We're going after some bigger blues.
Oh, you got more than a bite. You're hooked up. Oh, look at this.
Another double.
It's stripping some line
Is it?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and get some reels on him if you can. Yeah, get that rod up. I got mine about here in the boat.
Someone pull that hook out. Let him wear himself down a little bit.
There's mine. We'll chuck him back.
There he is.
Oh yeah. Oh, this could be big fish of the day right there. Got him. That's our 30 pounder. It'd be nice to get at least a 30 on film. Moved over here first spot.
Doubled on our very first cast.
It ain't always like this, you know. I mean, it's good fishing, but this is right now is spectacular fishing.
Look at that. That fish is going to hit 30,
Yeah.
isn't he?
This is a nice fish here.
That is a nice fish.
God, he's gonna beat me. He's about 37.
37
There you go.
pounds. I think that might be the biggest catfish I've ever caught. I'm not sure. I've caught one or two close to that size.
Yeah. He's almost pushing 38.
Wow, what a fish. What a fish.
That is why we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning right there to chase that big sucker right there. It just doesn't, it never gets old. Been doing this a long time. There he is. It's a feeding frenzy today.
You have to experience this to get an understanding for how strong these fish are.
This is him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'd say that's a good one.
There we go.
Lord.
Upper 40s. Big ol'.
Wow. What a fish.
Bumping on the Ohio River.
There you go. What a fish.
He's 43.
43 pounds. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish.
This is why you release them right here. The opportunities are out here. You're willing to put the time on the water.
Or hire a guy that has put their time on the water.
Yeah, we're pushing 200 pounds on our best 5 fish today. We're closing in. When the weather's right, catfishing is all about river conditions, river level, and you put fresh bait on there and you learn that technique, and the opportunities are endless. So we're gonna get him back in the water here.
We're very lucky here in Kentucky. We've got all these miles of the Ohio River and some Mississippi River. And all you gotta do is get out here and get below one of these dams, find you a deep hole of water, and give bumping a try.
When you have a bite like this, there ain't anything like it, and it really puts catfishing on the map on what it can be and what it can produce, and that's why we do it.
Due to Kentucky's split rabbit season, if you want to hunt rabbits early here in this state, you gotta head east. So what's your dog's name here?
That's Andy that took off. That's Homer. This is Blackjack. That's Brady.
Brady went head first.
Come on.
He must be ready.
Put him in here.
This is a little bit of a special day for us, because, you know, this is something we used to do with our uncles a lot, but a totally different end of the state. We're used to hunting reclaimed coal mines in western Kentucky. Today we're in deep eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, it's just the sounds of the dogs running and getting out with the family, and it sure does bring back a lot of memories.
Put him here.
I thought I saw one scoot out right here.
They're plenty excited. So Dito, have you had these dogs out a few times this year already?
No, they haven't been out.
Oh, okay.
We've been deer hunting.
We're in Pike County today, and we let the dogs out, and it sounds like they're running rabbits right now, and we're not 50 yards from the truck, so.
If I was a rabbit, I think I'd be in here. It looks pretty safe, away from some predators, and hopefully we can help get some moving.
Mike, you get that rabbit?
No.
We got 3 sets of brothers out here, and some of us have hunted forever together. It's just a lot of fun. We got our dad and his brother, Uncle Steve, and their Uncle Mike. You know, they rabbit hunted and taught us how to rabbit hunt and brought us up. If we get as many rabbits today as we have replacement knees and hips, we'll have a heck of a day.
That will be a good day. Between them all, it's stitched together. I even brought some duct tape.
We may need it.
Hold them together for the day's over.
But you know what? I bet you they hunt all day. They'll stick it out.
They'll hunt all day, and there'll be a lot of good laughs and a lot of stories, and probably even a few lie or two, but it'll be a good day.
There's a bunch of rocks right down there where they're at, Mike. I ain't too sure it didn't go under them rocks.
I'll tell you what, it's been less than a year, and Mike's had a couple knees replaced, you had a couple knees replaced.
Yeah, mine's 9 months. Here in a week, it'll be 9 months, so I'm tickled to death.
I got, you know, Leo turned 7 this week. I'm gonna have to get him out here and start hunting a little bit, get that next generation going.
Come on, come on. Hello.
There's no better way to socialize with your family, in my opinion, than rabbit hunting.
We didn't get our single barrels till we was probably 11 or 12 probably, but we went for years and carried BB guns and
Well, I know
sticks.
there's always been a rule in rabbit hunting with this group, and if you fall and your gun hits the ground, you carry it empty the rest of the day.
You carry it empty. That's the way it was.
We've been on about 5 good chases, and they've been getting into these rock piles on us. You can see we're staking out on top of the rock piles now, letting these rabbits work this thicket and hopefully run it in a spot where you can get a shot. The dogs have done a pretty good job. They've ran bunnies by us numerous times a day.
For the first time, they've done good.
Here it is. Dad, he hopped one time and he was headed toward that rock pile I was in. Nice job. What was a long chase? You guys ran this rabbit forever.
Well, good dogs.
That's your first Eastern Kentucky bunny. You guys are used to those Peabody rabbits. Nice. Look how excited he is. I think that everybody here has had a rabbit run within 15 feet of their feet and not even see it. And a couple times I'll be honest with you, I was doubting the dogs until I see the rabbits squirt out again up in the direction they're headed. They're doing good, it's just really thick. You come here to hunt, you better be ready to make some really fast shots and spend a day on one good long chase, because you may have a 2-hour chase. We've had a couple.
There's the truck.
Yeah.
We've hunted for what, 2 hours? Over 2
longer
hours.
than that, yeah. These dogs are bred to do this. Dino, you were a little bit bred to do this. Your dad has ran dogs. I mean, do you ever remember your dad not having dogs?
No, I mean, ever since I was 3 or 4 years old. I mean, I was probably 4 years old, and we was running dogs next to railroad tracks, and old Blue got run over by a train and cut 2 of his toes off.
Is that right?
I can still smell whatever medicine that was. When I think about that, I can still smell that medicine. I mean, it had a real funny odor to it, but I mean, I can still remember that, and I was 3 or 4 years old.
So it gets in your blood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You probably have logged hundreds of miles at Peabody WMA over the years. You used to hunt down there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
How's it different out here hunting in the eastern part of the state?
Rabbits run a lot bigger circles here than they will, you know, if you're hunting a small farm or something. I mean, it's totally different. You'll wear a dog out in this country more than you will hunting somebody's farm.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
He's surrounded, ain't he? There was a shot. I don't know if he got him or not.
I hope somebody got him.
Well, I tell you what, I know we haven't killed a whole lot of rabbits, but I've had enough fun that
Oh, yeah.
I say we stay and do it again tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, I enjoy listening to the dogs run.
It's been a lot of fun, though. I tell you, you got to bring your brother out. How many years has it been since you guys rabbit hunted together?
Oh my gosh, years since we did it with dogs.
I'm not too sure you'd have went through with the whole knee replacement, but I think this is the one thing you didn't want this to be done. You wanted to get out and get on the rabbits again.
I am tickled to death just to get out and walk around.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd do it anymore, and it means a lot just to get out,
Yeah.
walk through the fields.
Yeah.
It's worth it to come down here to look at that.
Yeah. How pretty the mountainside is. Yeah.
That is a neat sight right there.
You may have heard of white nose syndrome, and it really affects the bats much differently in the summertime than the wintertime. So this is a good time of year to stay away from the caves. So Zach, we're here today at Carter Cave State Park, and you're here to do a bat survey.
Today we're going to go in and just get an idea of the population of bats that we have in this cave, and this is something we do about every other year, and we've done this for about the last 30 years now. So we've got a good trend to see what our bat population is doing with each species. That's become even more important now that we have white nose syndrome, which is a fungus that's impacting a lot of the bat population throughout the eastern U.S. We'll be able to tell what % decline that we're getting in our population by each species.
Because of white nose syndrome, there's a lot of precautions that you take when entering and exiting these type of caves, right?
Exactly. What we don't want to do is, in an effort to try to protect the bats, end up causing them more harm. So one of the things that we'll do today is we'll decontaminate every bit of equipment that goes into the cave. Before it enters into a vehicle, we'll wipe it all down with Clorox wipes. That'll kill the fungal spores that cause white nose syndrome. We'll change our clothes, and all these clothes will be decontaminated before they go into another cave later.
What other type of precautions do you have to take to handle bats, either for you and for the bats?
Well, there's a couple things. Number one, before you touch a bat or handle a bat, you need to have your pre-exposure rabies vaccination. So both me and Michaela, we've already had our vaccination, so we won't get rabies, which is pretty important to both of us. The other thing we're going to do is we'll be taking some swabs today that'll be used for a genetic study on white nose syndrome, so that we're not cross-contaminating between bats. We'll have on latex gloves and we'll switch gloves before we handle each bat.
Okay.
So what we'll do at this point is we can have everybody shut their lights off for a second. And we'll use the UV light. So if it has white nose syndrome, there'll be this fluorescing orange lesions on its wings, which we're not seeing. That's a good thing. So this one, at least visually, looks relatively clean. But what we'll do, you can turn your lights back on. We'll have Michaela take a sterile swab and then be able to send that off for analysis.
As far as the wing spread goes, this would be bigger than a lot of our common birds we have, like a cardinal or whatever. This would be probably a little bigger.
The wingspan on them is a pretty good size. The interesting thing is, if you want to look at the mass of it, it weighs a little bit more than a nickel.
That entire bat, you're saying weighs a little bit more than a nickel.
Yeah, a nickel, it weighs a little bit over 5 grams, and right now this weighs about 6 grams.
And on an average night, how many bugs could this thing anticipate eating in a night?
Oh, hundreds. Okay. All right, let's move on. One little brown, 2 Indianas, plus 22, plus 26, plus 18, plus 17.
That's awesome. Look at that. There's another crevice right here that is completely packed with
Indiana bats.
Indiana bats.
75.
And they're all the way up through this crack, packed in there. I mean, there's probably well over 100 in here. Now check this cluster of bats here out. This is very typical. It looks like it's probably about 20 of them just stacked in there.
There's 65 in that little crack.
65 bats in this crack. Michaela, it's interesting. You go to school for environmental science, and there's a million things you can study, and ends up bats. What is it about bats that fascinated you?
So bats are really fascinating animals. They're not something that you get to see every day. You don't see them flying around outside during the middle of the day or in the summer. They're active at night. They hibernate in caves. They're the only mammal that has true flight. They also face a lot of challenges between white nose syndrome. Several of them in Kentucky are on the Federally Endangered Species Act. And so it's really important that we research these animals, we monitor them, and that's really just the combination of things that attracted me to study bats.
It's a really, really interesting environment when you get into a cave, but you know, for a young woman, it's kind of cold and it's damp, and you got these big spiders climbing around all over the place, and bats, they get this bad rap. You got this little rat-like creature with teeth and move around, and for you to go, you know what? That's me. That's what I want to be involved with. It's really interesting, and I'm sure that once you got involved in it, you never looked back and regretted a minute of it, I bet, have you?
Yeah, I mean, days like this and coming to get out here and survey bats in caves, that's really exciting for me, and I absolutely
I can
love
understand
it.
why you enjoy it, because this is just such a cool place to be in a cave. I mean, but we got to be careful to tell people you don't want to be going in and out of caves, and it can be really, really bad for these species, and some of which are endangered. It can be highly illegal as well, right?
Absolutely, and these are sensitive environments, especially in the wintertime when we have hibernating bats. You want to make sure that you have permission to go into any cave you're going into, and preferably in the summer.
A lot of the species you study, even though we don't hunt and fish for these species throughout the state of Kentucky, they're indicator species of overall environmental health, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, everything you see in here is part of a big puzzle that goes together. It's like that game Jenga that you play. You know, you can start removing one block here and there, but at some point, you remove too many blocks and the whole thing crumbles. Well, you may be focused on deer, turkey, and smallmouth, and those are wonderful things to go out and hunt and fish for, but they all work together. And when you start losing some species, you can have an impact that carries over to other species down the way.
Well, I appreciate the work that you're doing, and it's a great job you got. It's interesting work.
I agree. Let's go find the sun.
All right.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Here we have Jerry Condor with a nice 10-point Casey County buck. Congratulations. Here we have Luke Martin from Switzerland County, Indiana, who got his very first deer, a 7-pointer, and he's 7 years old. Congratulations to Jackson Forsyth, who's 6 years old, who took his first deer in Marshall County, Kentucky. Here we have 7-year-old Isaac with his very first deer that he got wild hunting with his paw in Livingston County. Here we have 9-year-old Jesse Lucas of Breathitt County. He says hunting is a family tradition. I've been out in the woods a lot this fall, and I've been noticing a lot of pre-rut activity. If you're a hunter, you may want to hit the woods soon. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.